Welcome. So I thought we would check out some twisting poses. So um, they can be really good for your overall body. They feel really nice. Good stretch for the hips and back, all of that stuff. It is important that we're careful with them. So I thought take a moment and let's go through a couple different ones, show how you can do them standing, seated, kneeling, and even laying down. So we'll practice a couple. To begin with, let's go ahead and have a seat. We're just going to take a simple cross-legged position here, just nice and easy. And let's begin with getting a little movement through our spine before we even start any twisting. But even before we do that, let's just take a moment, find a place to focus in front of us, or go ahead and close our eyes for a second. And let's really start with just grounding into our breath and connecting with it. So just noticing your inhale and your exhale. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to modify it. You're just connecting with it, noticing it. Sitting up nice and tall. As we're ready, let's move into starting to get some movement in the spine. Again, before we start twisting, let's warm the spine up a little bit, and we'll do that with a couple of seated cat-cows. So inhaling, as you bring your chest forward up towards the ceiling, letting your head and tailbone drop back. So drawing the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, letting the head drop, arching through the back, drawing the stomach in. Inhaling for cow pose, bringing that chest up towards the ceiling. Exhaling as you arch through the back for cat pose, drawing the abdomen in. Continuing to move between cat and cow with your own breath. So as you inhale, chest up towards the ceiling, looking up for cow pose. Exhaling, rounding through the back for cat pose. Inhaling up for cow. Exhaling for cat. One more. Inhaling for cow. Exhaling for cat. Coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to start with a fairly straightforward twist. And we're going to do that by just taking the right hand and gently, we're staying in our cross-legged position here. We're going to take the right hand and gently place it on the left knee. We're going to take that left hand behind us, and as we exhale, we'll gently start to look over that left shoulder. With this twist, we want to stop at the point that we're feeling a nice stretch. We don't want to stress our backs. We don't want to overdo it. Inhaling back to center. This time we'll take the left hand over to the right knee, that right hand behind us, sitting up nice and tall. Exhaling as we gently twist, looking out over that right shoulder. Again, being aware to not put too much tension. So noticing how that felt for you, holding the pose for a couple of seconds there. You can also do this simple twist just on your inhale and exhale. So let's try that out and see how that feels differently. So inhaling, arms up, we're going to take the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind us, exhaling, twist, Inhaling, arms up, left hand, right knee, right hand behind us, twisting. Inhaling up. As we exhale, right hand, left knee, left hand behind us. Inhaling up, left hand, right knee. One more time on each side. Inhaling up, right hand, left knee. Twisting towards the left. Inhaling up. As we exhale, left hand, right knee, twisting towards the right. Inhaling up, bringing the hands to heart center. Noticing the difference in how that felt. Moving with the breath versus holding. Both are great. From here, we're going to come onto our hands and knees just long enough to move ourselves up into our standing position. We'll do that here from our tabletop pose with our knees directly under our hips, wrists directly under our shoulders, by going ahead and stepping up the right foot and then the left foot, coming into a forward fold, gentle bend in the knees. As we're ready, going ahead and coming up. So we'll explore a few standing twists and different ways you can explore twists standing. So one thing we can do is quite simply here in mountain pose, we can basically do the same thing we were just doing seated. We would do that, inhaling our arms up, exhaling as we open up, twisting towards the right. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling as we bring in the arms to shoulder height, twisting towards the left. And we can continue to do that, just moving with our breath, inhaling up, exhaling, bringing the arms down, twisting towards the right, inhaling up, bringing the arms down as we twist towards the left. Just feeling that nice twist, again, not overdoing it. Inhaling the arms up, bringing them back to heart center. So you can also bring a twist into some of your standing poses if you'd like to add that to them. For example, if we here in mountain pose and we step that right foot back, bending into the left knee, we're going to bring that right foot back and we want the right foot at a 90-degree angle. We're coming into a warrior two here. So nice strong bend in the left knee, right foot, right leg straight, right foot at the 90-degree angle facing this long side of your mat. And typically for a warrior two, we would bring our arms to shoulder distance and we're going to hold here. So if we wanted to add a twist, we could do so just like we did right now. So we got the left knee bent right now, so we want to twist that direction. Inhaling as we come back to our warrior two. We can also do this twist from a warrior one. So to move into warrior one, notice I'm bringing that left foot out a little bit more, a little closer to the side of my mat. I'm bringing the right leg in some, and now my right foot's going to be at more of a 45-degree angle, not a 90-degree angle, because I want my hips squared with the front of the mat. Nice bend in this left knee, arms up. For the purpose of the twist, let's go ahead and bring our hands to heart center. And again, what we will do is as we exhale, let's twist towards that bent left knee. Inhaling back to center. We'll step back up to mountain. I'm going to turn around this way so that I'm facing the right way when I go into the pose for you. And we're going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to have the right knee bent and the right leg bent and the left leg straight as we step into our warrior two. So remember, for warrior two, you want a nice strong stance. Your heel should be in alignment with the heel of your right foot, with that bent knee, should be in alignment with the center instep of your left foot. Left leg nice and straight, right knee bent, hips squared with the front of with the side of the mat right now, arms at shoulder distance. So again, here we are in our warrior two. If we'd like to add a twist, we can, on an exhale, we're going to go ahead and rotate from the hips, twisting towards that right knee. Inhaling, back to warrior two. Let's go ahead and move into our warrior one. So we're going to bring this right foot a little more to the side of the mat. Thinking of the warrior one, we want our feet kind of on the train tracks here. We're going to bring that left foot up a little, move that foot to more of a 45-degree angle so we can square our hips with the front of our mat. Inhaling up for our warrior one, nice strong bend in the right knee. As we're ready, we can bring our hands to heart center. And again, to add that twist, exhaling, we'll twist towards that bent knee, looking out towards right. Inhaling back to center, coming back to our mountain pose. So another challenging but kind of fun way you can add in a twist is we're going to move into our chair pose. So for chair pose, we're going to be here in Tadasana, mountain pose. Feet hip distance apart, arms straight beside us, standing up nice and tall, a nice straight spine. As we're ready, exhaling, we'll bring the hips down and back like we're sitting in a chair. We want to make sure the weight should be in our heels, not our toes. We should be able to look down and see our toes. We can bring our hands to heart center, and as we're ready, you can twist, bringing that left elbow towards the right knee. Inhaling back up to mountain. Arms up, hands to heart center. We'll go ahead and come back into our chair pose. This time twisting right elbow towards the left knee. Back up to Tadasana, mountain pose. So you can also do a revolved lunge. You can do that either a high lunge or a low lunge with your knee on the mat or your knee off the mat. I'll show. And with making it revolved, you're adding that twist in. Can feel kind of nice, listening to your body, just deciding whether or not it works for you. So in order to move into our revolved lunge, we're going to, let's start by doing a low lunge. So we'll inhale our arms up, nice soft bend in the knees, exhaling as we hinge from the hips, coming into a forward fold. So from here, from our forward fold, let's allow our hands, bend our knees however much you need to allow your hands to comfortably reach the mat. And then let's go ahead and step that right foot back and bring that knee down to the mat. So now we're in a basic lunge here, all right? So keeping that right hand on the mat, bring your left hand to your left thigh and start to twist your body. You might want to step your foot out a little bit so that you're looking now over your left shoulder. You can keep your hand on the thigh or you can bring it up. Coming back down. We'll bring this left foot back, coming into tabletop. Let's go ahead and this time we'll step that right foot up, left knee on the mat. Left hand stays on the mat, right hand comes to the right thigh. As we start now to look out over our right shoulder, we can keep our right hand here on the thigh or we can bring it up pointing towards the ceiling. And as I said, you can also do this variation in a high lunge where you have that knee up off the mat. So I'll show you what that would look like real quick. So here from our tabletop, we could step that left foot forward, coming into our lunge. This time though, what we would want to do is let's go ahead and come up onto the ball of that right foot for our high lunge. Otherwise, everything's the same. Right hand is still on the mat. We twist towards that left knee. Hand can stay on the thigh or it can go up towards the ceiling. Left hand down. We'll step back to a down dog for a second. As we're ready, this time let's go ahead and bring that right foot forward, keeping that left knee up off the ground. Left hand on the mat, right hand towards the, can rest on the hip or you can bring it to the ceiling for a revolved high lunge. Right hand back down. Let's step that left foot up to forward fold. Nice soft bend in the knees, hinging from the hips. As we're ready, we'll slowly roll up back to mountain pose. So if you're adventurous, you can also try twist with your balancing poses. So let's check that out. And we're gonna do basic knee balance and add a twist to it, just to get a feel for this. So as we're ready, we'll slowly bring our weight into our left foot, starting to take the weight off the right foot, finding our drishti, finding our focal point. As we're ready, we'll inhale, bringing that right knee up. Then what we can do is we can bring that left hand to that right knee and open up, bringing that right hand out carefully, maintaining our balance by slowly moving our gaze until we find another spot to focus on. Returning back to mountain pose. We'll do that now on the left by gently bringing the weight into our right foot. Slowly lifting that left knee, right hand, left knee, left hand behind us as we start to slowly twist Gradually shifting our gaze, finding a new focal point. Back to mountain pose. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling as we come down to our forward fold. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves all the way down to the ground here. We'll come back into our tabletop pose. Before we do anything else, let's just go ahead and take a second. Bring those knees out, bring the toes together, sitting the hips back for a nice wide-legged child's pose, and just taking a second to reconnect with our breath. Show the puppy some loves. She's a good little yoga buddy. Inhaling back up to tabletop. Let's go ahead and sit off to one hip. So we already explored a little bit of a seated twist, but there are more options. Let me show you one more. So in this case, we're gonna bring the right foot straight out, resting the sole of the left foot against the right inner thigh. So right foot is straight out. One of the things we can do here is stretch out over that right leg, getting a nice stretch through the hamstrings. Now there's two ways you can kind of play around with twisting here. One of the things you can do is, as you're here, rotating so that instead of your chest facing towards your right knee that's straight, it's more facing towards your bent left knee, and then bringing that left hand over the ear, pointing towards the center of the room. So now my chest is facing more towards the left knee than the right knee. Inhaling back to center. One more while we're already like this. One more that I can show you is take that right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, and gently twisting, looking out over that left shoulder. Inhaling back to center. Let's go ahead and repeat that now on the other side so we stay balanced. So we're going to bring that left leg out straight. We're going to bring the right foot in towards the left inner thigh. We'll start sitting up nice and tall. As we're ready, give this puppy some love. Exhaling out over that left leg. Coming back up, we will continue to have that left arm out, extended on that left leg. This time though, like we did on the other side, we're going to rotate so that our chest is now facing the bent right knee, bringing that right arm up and over our ear towards the middle of the room. So we're opening up that chest towards the right knee. Inhaling back to center. Now we'll complete that by bringing the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind us, and gently twisting, looking out over that right shoulder. Inhaling back to center. We'll come back to our cross-legged position like we started. Just taking a second to reconnect with our breathing. Show you a few more. We will end supine. So we're going to go ahead and bring ourselves down onto the mat so our backs are flat on the mat. Couple of options for a twist supine. One thing I love to do is just bringing the knees in towards the chest and then just gently rocking. Just a very mild little twisting sensation as you gently rock back and forth. So as the knees gently kind of go over more towards the left, you're going to bring the head to the right and vice versa. As they go to the right, head to the left. Just moving with your inhales and exhales. From here, you can bring your arms out, and if you'd like, let your knees drop to the left. Keeping that right shoulder down on the mat, looking over towards your right hand. Inhaling the knees back up, returning to center. This time, looking out of our left hand, we'll let the knees drift and drop to the right. Your knees may not touch the ground. That's okay. Again, you want to listen to your body. One of the key things is you don't want to push it so far that you can't stay grounded with your shoulders both on the mat. Inhaling, coming back to center, we'll bring the feet onto the mat fairly close to our bottoms. One final twisting example I'll show you. In this one, you can extend the left leg if that feels comfortable to you. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that right knee, we're going to bend the right leg, that 90-degree angle. We're going to take and reach over with our left hand to that right knee, and as we exhale, we'll bring that right knee over towards the left, looking out over our right. So very similar to what we had done just a second ago, but with one leg now straightened. Again, keeping that right shoulder grounded on the mat. Inhaling back to center, we'll go ahead and take the right leg out, bringing that left knee in towards the chest. Right hand to the left knee, looking out over the left as we bring that knee over towards the right. All right, inhaling back to center. So hopefully that was helpful. Couple of poses that can benefit and just kind of loosening up our spine, hips, shoulders some, kind of all over, just a nice stretch. Again, as long as you're careful, listen to your body, don't overdo it. You don't want to stretch too intensely and overstress any of your joints, but also just kind of getting that movement, getting that fluidity and mobility can feel really nice, especially if you tend to get a lot of tension in your back. So let me know how I did. I am still learning, so feedback is always appreciated. Thank you.